Ink Master Season 4, Episode 10, Tag Team Mat. So this is a pretty dynamic episode. 2 tattoo sequences. So they didn't do a flash challenge. They did that head-to-head at the end. I have a conspiracy theory that the canvases were predicted to pick the teams. I don't know if it was random. Of course, it's depicted to be random, but I'm not so sure, because how can they risk losing Scott, Maddie, Halo, or Sausage? They just have to move on to the final 5. So we're looking at, obviously, because you guys have watched the episode, Melissa and Jay's tattoo that they did together. Again, Ink Master just goes way over the top. Now they're tag teaming the tattoos, and they have to switch off every hour. What a formula for just pure fuckery. That being said, this is actually a really, really nice tattoo. Like, I love the way everything looks. I love all the different components. They got dissed on, I guess, composition, because it didn't seem cohesive. I don't even know if that's composition, but they just said it looked like it just kind of was cookie cutter. It didn't really make sense, the elephant coming out like that, the filigree coming on top of the lotus. I mean, I guess design-wise, they could have made it seem a little bit more sensible, but I also kind of love the design. I think they did a really good job together, and Melissa had such a stank face when they mentioned Jay. Like, that's not an Ink Master. Yes, you can have your feelings. Yes, of course. Okay, you know, but like, to be pouty, like, no, you're not winning baby cake. Sorry. I didn't appreciate her being pouty, and Jay was like trying, you know, Jay's last one picked on the schoolyard pick, so kind of a break. This is not the worst tattoo. In fact, this is...
With this, Matt.
You guys, Maddie and Sausage came up with some utter bullshit. Poor Maddie with his imagination and his creativity. Like, of course, I'm all for weird tattoos. I don't this tattoo that I have doesn't make sense. It's not a thing. I just like the way it looks, and I like what it represents. This is the same thing. I mean, this does have a look. It just, you know, it's up for interpretation. That doesn't get you very far on Ink Master. This is obviously the worst out of the 3 team tattoos. But they couldn't put Maddie and Sausage in the bottom. They can't do it. They're both too good, and Jay and Melissa, it's time for them to go. So, you know, they ragged on them, and they had to let it pass. So now we go to this ridiculous...
Get around me, man. So if it's gonna...
head-to-head with Melissa and Jay, which I appreciate. Yes, it's time to do that. I also appreciated that they gave them the exact same tattoo. Great. Now we can really see how they match up. Doing this in front of everybody with the lights, literally everyone staring at them, like, it's a bit much. But like, I did retract my words about them doing the tattoo convention. I guess there are moments when tons of people are looking at you. You don't have privacy. I've never created art, like drawing wise, in public before. I mean, maybe if other people are doing it too in a classroom, but so giving both of them a lot of props for doing this with huge stakes, tons of pressure. Scott and Maddie giving Melissa tips. I'm not mad at that. Jay was all bent out of shape, as he should be, but he took it well. Now, I don't know if we can see these side by side. I'm going to try to cue it up, but this is just really, really tough. I mean, you put these 2 tattoos head to head right here. I mean, I have no idea. The thing with Melissa is I love the... I love the rose or flower, but Do I though? What is this open? This open, just nothing. And then this is actually shaded really nicely. So I like how she did the leaves, but they're not bold like this. These are different colors, these aren't. So and then this is pretty, the color choice, and it's a little bit lighter, but it's too light. This is more well saturated. It's such a tough call. Like, I guess Melissa's is a little crisper. I don't know, man. They had a really tough decision, and the thing that made it tough is there's no clear-cut winner. So, no clear-cut loser. Pretty disappointing way to make it into Final Five. Of course, they do end up going with Melissa's, just because it was Jay's time to go. So overall, I'm happy with the decision just because there's just too much friction between Jay and everybody, and I'm tired of watching the friction. And strategically, what may have happened is Scott and Maddie helped the weaker artists get to Final Five so that they could more easily get to Final Four, which is good strategy. They also could have just liked Melissa more. I don't know. It's hard to say, but overall, good episode. I don't know what they would have done if, the judges had to kind of weasel out of this one, because Jay and Melissa, with as poorly as they worked together and much as they didn't want to be teamed up together, and they both had really shitty things to say about each other, they pulled it together for a good tattoo, let's be honest here. So it's hard to say who did more work, and I don't know. So on to the next episode, and Melissa, we've got your train ticket ready for you, or your plane ticket, or your seat's warm, or your seat's cold, because you are packing your bags and you're going home. I wonder how old she is. They keep saying how young she is. I'm really curious. That's all for me. On to the next. Bye.